So there you go. After a couple of bit of technical mayhem, we are live tonight. It's great to see everybody. Well, virtually see everybody. I can see people's names and stuff on the screen. So massive shout out to those people again. Amy's here, Gary's here, Matt Hall's here. I saw Lucy, Caroline, Corey. Lots of people joining across Twitter and Facebook. I've been running to like the last minute tonight to get this presentation done. I've been thinking of things to talk about tonight. Now, we only do one broadcast a week. Tonight's Motivation and Mind Hacks. That's what we're going to be doing tonight. Next week, we'll do Book Club. Week after's a Q&A. Back to Book Club. Back to Motivation and Mind Hacks. And for those who've seen my vlog today, I only just put it out this evening because I actually didn't finish filming it until the very early hours of Sunday morning. I was at a charity event for Danny Miller and Dan Gillings, they're two actors. Their charity, Once Upon a Smile, they did a grand ball this Saturday. It was like a massive VIP kind of like celeb-packed event that managed to sneak my way into with the camera for the vlog. Me, Petch and Sean. And we just filmed it for these guys, really to raise awareness of the charity. But oh my God, like what a massive dose of, again, self-awareness and perspective it gave us. It was super emotional night. Some of the talks that were given that night, and just some of the stories we heard going around about how this charity supports the people it supports. It supports parents or children who have lost, well, either young children who have lost parents, parents who have lost young children. And there was an amazing guy called Andrew Russo there, who was Safi Russo, her father. And Safi, unfortunately, was one of the kids, the youngest child who was actually killed in the Manchester Arena bombing that was just a year ago almost. And oh my goodness, like hearing from that guy, you know when like we people will get on here, and I'm guilty of this as well. Sometimes, we'll occasionally have a little moan, won't we, about some first world bullshit, like, oh, we're not getting auditions, oh, casting director's not giving us this, or oh, this agent's not written back to me, and all. Oh God, honestly, like as I'm getting older, and the more I experience of the world, and like come into contact with people who have real problems, I'm like, in a really good way, I stop caring about all this bullshit. I really, like, genuinely, what it does for you as well is it really makes you care less of what other people think of you as well. We talk about this a lot. A lot of actors don't put themselves out into the industry for fear of what others will think of them. You go and listen to a guy like that, like Andrew, and like you just don't care. As long as your motive for everything is good. Seriously, I feel like so empowered by it, by going, you know what, I know what I'm doing is good for the good of a force for good, the good of man, or whatever. Everything I do, I don't care what anyone thinks of me. I don't care if I write this email and ask for this and it's a no or whatever. Just stop caring. In a good way, though. Go and check it out after this. I'll play a little clip of it in a bit. But yeah, it's youtube.com/watchross. Just go and watch it. Like, it's 30 minutes of your life, but it'll add so much to your life. And plus, you'll get to hear from lots of TV people and other actors and stuff who have things to say. You'll get to hear Callum Scott, who I think is an awesome singer. He sings at the event, and I talked to him for a little bit. He surprises a girl. Again, really emotional. There's a girl, Amelia Williams, whose father decided to end his own life, and the charity's really supported her, and her outlet is through music. And she was recording a video of herself singing Dancing on My Own, a Callum Scott song. She put it online, got loads of attention, and Callum tweeted her. And she was invited to sing at the event, not knowing, and I won't spoil the full surprise, well, you can go and watch it, but not knowing that Callum was there. And obviously, he wasn't going to let her sing on her own, was he? So you get to see that. It's just brilliant, honestly. I was so happy to be there. And then that brought me on to tonight's topic. I was like, well, you know what? Like, the actors who I met there, and just actors in general who I see doing well in this industry, right? And this sounds so basic, are all very happy, right? But this is the key. A lot of people think they are happy because they got the job. They got that break. They got whatever it is. They became famous and all the trappings or whatever that brings with it. And a lot of stresses, actually, that it brings with it as well. But they see these people as happy because they've got success. All the ones that I know who have got success were happy before they had success. Anyone else experienced that? I genuinely believe happier people get further in life. They just do. I don't know any. Well, I mean, there are going to be a load of, miserable millionaires and billionaires, I'm sure, because of the choices they probably made with what they've got. But the ones that I don't know any billionaires, actually, but I do know a few millionaires who I wish could give me some money. But I don't, I'll make my own. They were really happy before they had it. They're all self-made. weren't given this with like a silver spoon in their mouth. The most famous actors that I know, completely self-made. No one gave them a peg up, and they were happy before they had it. And I'm sure that was a massive contributor to why they ended up having success. So tonight, I'm going to bring these slides up on the screen. We're going to look at 4 ways, and these are dead simple ways as well, like super simple. 4 ways to become a happier actor today, right? These are things that you can literally do, like now, if you want, before you go to bed. You can do a couple of these, or you can implement them into your life this week. Before I go into them, give this a share. I need to update this slide, actually, don't I? Those on the audio experience, you can't see this, but I've got a really old slide up here of Periscope. I don't even know if you share on Periscope the same way nowadays, but would massively appreciate a little share or a retweet if you're watching on Twitter. Whack it out on Facebook. You know, sharing is caring, isn't it? And all that. I agree with that, says Caroline. Caroline agrees with the happiness thing. Honestly, it just is. Seriously, I've seen it so much now for years and years and years. And I know I always experience more success in my career when I'm happier and I'm at my happiest. And let's not be like, you know, mental. We can't all be happy all the time. I'm not happy all the time, but in general, I'm very happy a lot of the time, and that brings a lot of good stuff with it. So I've got a slide here for those on the audio experience, and it says, look, with so many demands on our time as actors, because there's a load of demands, right? As an actor, you've got to put a lot of time into your career, but obviously you've got a life to lead as well. And I think actors generally have to work harder than most people who are just in a normal job. You might go, you know what? Oh, I work hard, I'm in a 9 to 5, I'm not an actor. And yeah, you do work really hard in a 9 to 5, you're not an actor. But most actors, when they're not acting, are working a 9 to 5 and trying to have an acting career as well. So it's like double the work, really. So happiness can be a challenge for a lot of actors. And you know what? Performers, people in media, creatives, human beings, though, not ruling anyone out here. Happiness in general, 85% of society is estimated to be walking around with a level of low self-esteem to a certain degree and unhappiness. And if you don't prioritize your happiness, if you don't do it right, basically nobody else will. And this is a mentor of mine. Everyone, I'm sure on here has seen a Gary Vaynerchuk video that I've put out on these broadcasts and stuff. He always says, listen, to be selfless, you've got to be selfish first. You've got to look after your happiness first before you can look after anyone else's happiness. Because if you're not happy, you know, in yourself, you've got nothing else to give anybody else. And although this is what I was saying, although I have no data on this, right, the actors who I see working regularly were happy before they got their breaks, right? Thus, I am certain that living a happier life is going to make you a better actor, giving you more chance of work ultimately. Just for the fact, you know, if nothing else, just because you're going to be a better person to be around. No one wants to be around miserable bastards on set. They just don't. So just be a bit happier, and you'll probably be a nicer person to be around. You'll get asked back. So here are 5. Oh, not 5. No, 4. Oh, I told you I was rushing these slides. Here are 4 ways. I've got a 5th, but I didn't know whether to put it in or not. I'll talk about it at the end. I've got 4, potentially 5 ways that I am supercharging my happiness right now. I just want you to pick 1 or 2 to try for yourself this week, all right? You don't have to pick them all. Don't pick them all, actually, because you won't do any of them. Just pick 1 or 2 and tell me at the end which ones resonate with you, basically. I think that would be a cool thing, and we can check in with each other in the Facebook group or next week to see if people have implemented 1 or 2 of these into their life this week. The first one, and again, for those who watch my vlog, because I basically put my whole life out on my vlog, you'll know I've done this recently, and that's why I don't broadcast on a Wednesday night anymore. Number 1, and this sounds so simple, and I know you've been told this so many times before, but schedule plenty of you time into your week, right? Hello, Alan. Alan's here as well. Good to see you, mate. Great to have you on the broadcast. I'm going to be honest, I've written on this slide, I never used to do this. I mean, like, never. Just didn't, right? And looking back, it was really hurting me. I'm talking about like the last 2 years. I was all about the hustle, the work, 24/7, get up, bang, put it out. It's almost like there's a thing in society these days where we wear hustle and work as like a label with pride, like a badge of honor. And it's almost like, you know, if you have more than 6 hours sleep, you're cheating and you're useless. And I think that's dangerous, right? We've got to work hard, without a doubt. You've got to work. But what I realized after doing nothing but that for 2 years was I was feeling massively overwhelmed, right? It wasn't until a couple of months ago that I realized that I was doing this. I was filling every waking minute of my life with work, and I loved my work, and I think this was part of the problem, right? So I couldn't see it initially for such a long time, but I was completely depriving myself of me time. Anybody else do this? Gary feels like he's got too much me time. Well, that's the other. Well, you know what? Don't get rid of it all, Gary. But that's the flip side of it. We can talk about that as well. But I know for a lot of people, they feel guilty for taking any time at all to themselves, and I certainly did. I mean, I really did. Particularly, in evenings when I was like, right, I should be doing work on the computer now, and should be doing website stuff, or I could be interviewing this person or writing this. And if I went and just sat there having a coffee on my own for more than 10 minutes, I'd be like, started feeling like, should be doing way more than this. But I realised that was genuinely like hurting my sense of just well-being, I think. Since deciding to take Wednesday nights off broadcasting, I now use that evening for me. And I can, have the opportunity on that evening to do and I will be doing, live broadcasts with casting directors and actors and stuff. But it's almost like, I mean, that's quite fun hanging out, with someone producing a feature because I want to do it, rather than feeling like I used to feel completely obliged, like, oh my God, I've got to do this, I've got to be back for this time, and I've got to get that done. People expect this of me. Knowing that you guys actually would probably be all right if I went, guys, this is too much, can't do Wednesday nights. I just didn't want to let anybody down though. So on a Wednesday now, I mean, last couple of weeks, been to the cinema. Took in a coffee with a friend. I think a big part of me time as well sometimes is great to do stuff on your own, completely on your own. Listen to a podcast whilst walking, on your own. I do that a lot, and I love that, particularly now the nights are getting lighter. And I honestly feel way less overwhelmed and so much calmer, to the point where I was almost too calm. Like, seriously, setting this broadcast up tonight, I realised I'd already missed the deadline to schedule it for 9 p.m. because it was 51 minutes past 8. I was like, oh God, it's already 1 minute past 9. I know that's nothing, but that would have previously used to stress me out. Going, oh, I'm not even going to go live at 9 o'clock. And then having the presentation not quite finished. All this stuff that would have, been like, oh my God, so stressed. I genuinely just feel way calmer in general. I mean, like throughout all my life. And that's just from taking Wednesday nights off and just going, oh, you know what? If I want to go and have a little bit of a chill out, I'm going to do that. So schedule you time. That's one of my biggest points. That's why I've got it as number one. The biggest thing that has impacted me, like, in the last 2 years, like, in terms of fulfillment and stuff, is just actually taking your foot off the pedal a little bit once a week and reconnecting with myself. Because that was another thing. I ended up being in autopilot a lot of the time. And I didn't have time to address anything, so I'd go, oh, I've got a problem with that, but I can't deal with that now because I've got to move on to this. And it was like that constantly, so I never got to address that thing. Anyone else feel like that? So Amy says, yeah, for sure, massively feel the guilt if I just sit and chill. As long as you're not doing it every day, Amy, like, just enjoy it. Enjoy it. Particularly, you know what, now in the UK, I know we've got some American people here. I don't know I think America's on, you guys have daylight saving hours and stuff as well. I think we're all entering into that time. We have done, where our evenings are getting lighter. So yeah, enjoy some of these light evenings, because you know what? They're going to be gone before you know it. And that's a problem, because I can't see in the dark, so I'm going to get out. And I don't mean like normal people can't see in the dark. I mean, I actually struggle with my eyes to go out in the dark with the condition that I've got. So yeah, I'm loving having some me time on a light, warm evening. A break from the old routine helps you being dull. Yeah, exactly, Alan. 100%. So point number 2. So maybe that's the one for you. You want to try this week. You're like, you know what? I'm going for it like crazy. And this is another thing. Actors feel unfulfilled when they're going and getting no results. And they don't stop and actually go, you know what? I'm just going to stop and just chill. Reconnect with myself just for a week. And then I'm going to start again with vigor next week, and I'm going to do things differently. That can really help as well, for like just sitting and being on your own really helps my imagination and creativity, Like, do it more. You'll enjoy it. Number 2, we've said this before, and I used to be so bad at this. I'm much better now. But I used to be, and I know a lot of actors who are terrible with this. They are absolutely terrible at this because they want to please everybody. And point number 2 is making no, the word no, the most important word in your vocab. Who's got a problem with the word no? Put your hand up. And I'm talking about maybe you're like a people pleaser. You want to please everybody. You think you fall into the trap that I used to fall into, that saying yes to everything meant there was an opportunity in everything. And so few of those yeses looking back ever turned into any opportunity. It was just people going, oh, it's all right, Ross will do that. Oh, you know what? Yeah, get him along to do that. He never says no. Oh, it's bullshit. Like, really is bullshit. No is a complete sentence, says Gary. Is it, Gary? No. Well, that's great. if Gary's a writer, he knows what he's talking about, unless you're being cryptic in some other way. But yeah, making other people happy is something that we all want, right? We just do, and I still do. I still want to make people happy. Of course I do. It's the right thing to do. It feels good to help someone or make their lives easier. You know, it felt amazing at that charity to just, you know, give to that charity, give time, and, you know. But the thing with that is, I'll come to it in a minute, is that's fulfilling. There's a difference between saying yes to something that's fulfilling and saying yes to something because you just think it's the right thing to do. So the problem is that we often sacrifice our own well-being when we say yes too much, especially to requests that don't personally fulfill us. So that's the big key here, right? I am definitely not saying to people, only say yes to things that are going to benefit you, because that's bullshit. You don't know exactly what's going to benefit you when you say yes to it or not. And many opportunities that I have had that have developed into incredible things have come from me saying yes to something that I didn't think was going to give me that thing, you know, but I did know it was going to be fun and it was going to fulfill me. So say yes to working for free. That is fine as an actor if it's going to fulfill you. Don't say yes to working for free because you think, oh, God, you know what, maybe, just maybe, you know, this might be something. And then you say yes to 10 things. You get so stressed out because you've got no me time that you end up then not enjoying any of them. Anyone done that? I definitely have in the past. I definitely have. I'm learning to say no, but it's so hard, says Amy. And Gary says, yeah, so no is a full sentence, as in, you don't need an explanation to say no. No, you don't. As long as you're polite, you know, and, you know, you say, no, now's not the right time, you know, or, you know what, I can't right now, would love to, but, you know, obviously saying no, saying yes to something means you're saying no to something else. And a lot of people say yes to things that effectively mean they're saying no to themselves. And that's what's difficult. So whether it's friends I've got here on the slide, co-workers or colleagues, learning to say no not actually increases your productivity, but it also increases your quality of life. Is my business partner Sean Hopwood ringing me on my phone? I'm going to say no to him live on air. Hopwood, don't swear, I'm on a live broadcast, but I'm actually just telling people how important it is to say no, because a lot of people just want to say yes to stuff. So I brought you on as an example of why I'm going to say no to your call now, because I'm gonna be more productive. I'm live currently on Facebook and on Periscope. Have you got anything to say to the masses? Just want to say thanks to them watching the vlog. How good's the vlog, by the way?
Mate, I'm just about to watch it now. I've just got in from yoga and I've just been saving bees with sugar water. So I've just got in now to...
oh, he's just been saving bees. This is the guy. He's been saving bees with sugar water. That's amazing. I spent 45 minutes catching a bumblebee with Petch, our videographer, last Friday because I didn't want to kill it. It's the right thing to do, Hop. Well done.
It is the right thing to do. So I made it some little sugar water. I went downstairs. I was sat with it. And people were going past. Didn't care. I'm saving a bee.
Saving it.
I'm about to... well, I was just about to ring you plan tomorrow, but
right.
Busy, and I'm just going to sit down and watch the vlog now.
Excellent. Well, you watch the vlog.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you everybody for watching and being a part of it. It's a team effort, not just us making it, but everyone watching it.
Yep. I don't even know if you can hear him. Hopefully you can hear him. I'm putting you right close to the microphone, Hop, so hopefully people can hear you. But yeah, massive. I'm going to put a little trailer out of the vlog in a minute live on air so people can see it. But yeah, cheers for watching those who have, and I'll get back to the slides. I'll ring you after, Hop. All right.
Have an awesome call, and I'll speak to you later.
It's a pleasure saying no to you. See you in a bit. Bye. So there you go. Sometimes you just got to say no, although I did pick the phone up to illustrate the point. But yeah, I mean, maybe that's the one for you, where you're like, you know, that's the one that I struggle with. I always end up saying yes to people, and a lot of people like, you know, saying yes to anyone in the acting industry. Like, oh, I don't know what it is. It's almost like, God, like they really believe, like, oh, I don't really know how to say it, but there's so many times I know I've said yes to things in the acting industry because I was like, oh, well, like, maybe this will be the time it might lead to something. Even after I'd done that thing 50 other times before, like for the same person I'm talking about, and they've never given me anything back in return, or nothing's come of it. And yet I still used to mug myself off by going, oh, you know what? I'll tell my voiceover agent I'm not available that day because I'm going to go and do that for this person in the industry because they might help me out. And even after multiple times of them not repaying the favour back, and I didn't do it for that reason, and we talked about that before on these broadcasts, you give without any expectation of return. But after giving to the same person a dozen times, maybe 50 times is a bit of an exaggeration, but a dozen times, and them still not really doing anything, and they could do things for you, still not doing anything for you when you've given them all that help, that's bullshit, and that's not being a team player. So thus, those people now, they get a very polite no, and it's just not, I don't like them, but I just know that actually, you know what, maybe they were just using me because they knew I wouldn't say no because they had the power in speech marks there, they're not paying it forward. So yeah, just learn to say no. Ultimately, unless it's something that's really going to fulfill you, like helping out with the charity or something like that, which is amazing. The fear of missing out on opportunities, says Amy. It really is, isn't it? Liam Babington, one of my best mates, has just joined here. Are you in America, Liam, or what? You might be in the States here. I know he was on holiday, travelling around. All right, Babs Cabs. So yeah, Liam, we're just talking about you've got to say no to things. If you say yes to everything, you end up saying no to yourself. So that is point number, what was that? That was point number 3. I think it was 3, wasn't it? No, it wasn't. That was 2. We're only halfway through. That was point number 2. Point number 3 is this, right? And this, I've spelt create wrong. Oh, look at this. Done is better than perfect. I told you I was rushing these slides tonight. For those on the audio experience, I've spelt create without an E. I've obviously just missed the letter on the keyboard. It says CREAT. CREAT a shake the day off routine. Forgive me for the spelling, it's the content that counts. For those who are going to download these slides on the replay, they will be corrected, don't worry about that. So we're going to create a shake the day off routine, okay? Now, I heard this, I saw this on a TEDx talk, and I can't remember for the life of me who it was. But I remember this. And look at this, you can tell I was really rushing at this point. I saw this on a TEDx talk I've written on the slide, and loved without the E. Loved the idea of it, LOVD. That's street talk for loved. But yeah, so ultimately what it suggests is that even the happiest people go through stressful periods, right? We know we do. At least you know I typed these slides out, by the way. We all do. I do. I know for a fact everyone here does. Just pull names out. Amy, Liam will, Gary will, Alan will. We'll all, everyone's watching, Matt, Dawn, everybody, we'll all go through parts of our day, our week, that's stressful, even if we're the happiest people and we're super happy for 10 hours of the day. There could be, 2 hours of the day where we're like, oh, right, something just happened. And one of the biggest issues that leads to serial unhappiness, this lady in this TED Talk was saying, and also leads to burnout, chronic stress, it's not having a release to clear out the stress that's built up over the course of the day. Now, you can do this on a daily basis, and everything, everyone's going to have a different, a different shake the day off routine that you can come up with. You might spend like 20 minutes with a partner. This is really good. Kel Spellman is an actor and a BBC radio presenter. Said to me on Saturday night, the charity do, I was saying, what advice would you give to people who are wanting to, just need to know they're going to get through whatever it is they're going to get through? And he said, listen, talk about it. You must talk about it. Bottling it up inside and pretending it's not happened is just bullshit. You must talk about any stress that you're going through. You just feel miles better, don't you? So you might spend, as your shake the day off routine, you might spend 20 minutes with a partner where you both get to talk about the stresses of the day, and you get to exchange your baggage, not in a, not offloading it onto them, but talking it through, so it's healthy and effectively, you're exchanging with each other, and it's, it's dissolving the stress. And perhaps you put on, it could be simple, music's massive for me. Who else is like never without music? So does anybody else, and I know you all do, who else walks the streets with their earphones in like they're in a music video? I know Matt Hall will, if he's still here, because he's a singer, musician. I always hide my sadness, says Dawn. Why do you do that, Dawn? Do you do that because you don't want people to think you have sadness, because then you're flawed and they'll think... This is this is the one problem with social media that I'm seeing in terms of the positive sense. is I'm all for positivity on social media. It's all I ever post. But what I do see by doing that is you lot and everyone else on here will think, oh, right, well, that's it then. Ross is constantly posting positivity, thus he never feels any negativity. If you watch the vlog, you'll see us talk about it. And you'll see us have, I think about 4 episodes ago, God, we all had a terrible day. We couldn't understand it. And we just like, all of our energy is gone. We feel bad. We feel down. And I don't know if it's something like in the moon or something to do with, you know, the cosmos. But we felt like shit. Like, honestly, even, you know, the perceived happiest people have stressful times. And that's when you've got to shake that stress off. Matt says he always thinks in a music video. I knew it wasn't just me. Gary's always listening to music. Chris Stone has joined. All right, Chris. Steve Wayne is here now as well. Good evening, Steve. Amy says, oh, yeah, 90s tunes playlist is my strutting soundtrack. I've always got a Gallagher in my ear, says Steve. Awesome. You'd have loved one of the charity auctions on Saturday night, Steve. That was an audience with Liam Gallagher. Dawn says, don't want to put my problems or stress on other people. Problem shared is a problem halved, Dawn. Like, honestly, but allow the other people to, you know, to share theirs in a positive and liberating environment. This isn't going out and having a bitch, sitting around with a coffee and saying how shit the world is. This is going, oh, you know what? If I'm completely honest, I've been struggling with this week. Me and Sean, and again, we do it on the vlog, we film it, we talk about our problems together. And 9 times out of 10, if I say, oh, mate, I've been really struggling with this recently, he'll be like, mate, so have I, or I've experienced that at some point. And it's great. It just really, really helps. But it's crucial to give your mind and your body the opportunity to let go of stress on a consistent basis, right? So, you know, daily would be amazing. If you're not able to do it daily, every other day or something like that, you know, but do something. Talk about stuff that's going on. Play music that's going to make you feel great. You know, the worst thing you can do if you're going through a relationship breakup, because I've done this. Sounds like I was punishing myself. You'd put on the most like heartbreaking songs, wouldn't you? Just wallow in it and go, oh God. And that was kind of nice in a way, because you got connection with the person singing the song, and you went, oh, okay, I'm not on my own. Who's ever had like a breakup song or another song, and you've gone, shit, man, that could have been written for me. It's like this guy or this girl who's singing this song is in my head. And in a way, it's really nice, because you go, okay, I'm not the only one on the planet who's ever felt like this. It would be massively egotistical to think out of 7 billion people on the planet, 7.5 billion people on the planet, that I'm the only one who's experiencing this. But we can, if we're not careful, wallow in shit. And we put music on that matches our mood. If you're in a bad mood, don't put bad music on. Put some uplifting music on. It's going to help you shake off that stress. For me, I've got at the bottom of the slide there, it's always running, listening to inspiring podcasts. It's one of my favourite things in the world. Or both, running whilst listening to an inspiring podcast. Let's have a look. It says, Ross, we're friends. Steve says, Ross, we're friends, man. Why didn't you tell me about this? I didn't know about it, Steve. It was a charity auction. I was at a charity do. If you watch my vlog this week, you'll see it. Once Upon a Smile's Grand Ball. And there was an audience with Liam Gallagher up for grabs. I think it went for about, it must have gone for nearly $2,000 though, mate. So it's quite expensive. Chris says, de-stress by becoming a superhero for the day. Comic connoisseur. But yeah, Chris dresses up as superheroes and Gandalf and Doctor Strange and gets in Daleks and rolls around at conventions. That's de-stress and a bit of an escape for Chris. Sad songs say so much, says Alan. They certainly do, Alan. Don't want to put them on when you're feeling sad, though. Or you don't even when you're feeling happy. They'll bring you down. Trying to stick to positive music, unless you like, you want to just smash out a power ballad in the shower, but you're actually in a good state. I occasionally like to do that as well. So that's it. Yeah, credit goes to whoever. I don't know. I'll try and find out the woman who talks about the shake-off routine and try and post a TED talk. But I thought it was quite an interesting concept that I was kind of doing on a Sunday with my run, unconsciously, not knowing that's what it was. But God, I feel like I shake off all my stress on a long run on a Sunday, and I've agreed to run the either the Manchester or the London Marathon next year for Once Upon a Smile. I'm going to do it again. I reckon I've got one marathon left in me before I hang up my running shoes for the full marathons. I'll still do a half, but yeah, I'll be asking people to sponsor me, please, even if it's just £1. 4. This was a big one, right? And again, it's something that I've been shit at. I've been really, really bad at over the years. Cleaning out your flipping closet, I've written on the slide. And I actually mean, like, not Eminem clean out the closet, whatever he meant by that, or Michael Jackson, keep it in the closet. I mean, literally, like your wardrobe. Our wardrobes hold a lot of memories, good and bad, right? Or at least mine has in the past, right? And they tend to be where we hoard God, I'm crap at throwing clothes away. We tend to hoard a lot of, like, you know, emotional baggage in them, both metaphorically and literally. Literally, we'll be like, you know, there's the shirt I wore on that date when I got dumped. There's the jeans I had on when that person died. I remember so specifically the top that I had on when I found out my dad had died. Like, just remember it. Don't have it anymore. But wouldn't really, you know, think it's that healthy to, you know, to put on stuff that's like got really bad, you know, emotional baggage with it. But also, this is for me, and this is why I love clearing out in general now, my desk, my wardrobe. My wardrobe got the most neglected out of everything, but my desk, everything. When you clean this stuff out, God, you just feel like really organised and just better. And, you know, your clothes, they're supposed to make you feel empowered, particularly as actors. What you wear to an audition, you don't want to be wearing a top to an audition that you went out, you know, that you broke up with your girlfriend of 5 years, you know, in last week, unless you're doing a breakup scene or something maybe. But go through your closet and find your favourite outfits that you currently wear, like your best ones. I always put them on wooden hangers. That's the tip of the day. My favourite stuff goes on really good quality hangers. I ended up throwing out all the shitty plastic hangers because I wanted my clothes to look really good on the hangers like they do in the shops. And I bought 70 wooden hangers off eBay for about 35 quid. They were very cheap, but they looked like the hangers you get in like decent clothing stores. So now when I look in my wardrobe, it's all neat. I'm like, oh yeah, sweet. Feeling empowered as I'm putting my clothes on. So everything in your closet and your drawers should make you feel amazing, basically. So get rid of any clothes that are too big, too small. Who holds on to clothes because, like, I'll decorate in this? God, how many decorating t-shirts did I want? I never even decorate. Oh, if I'm ever decorating, I had a whole, like, 3 drawers of decorating t-shirts. I've never decorated in my life, I don't think. I painted my room yellow once, but I was about 10. So yeah, get rid of anything that's big or small, anything that's emotionally charged. You know, for example, if you've still got your wedding outfit, if you were married once, you know, after a divorce, donate it, give it away, or anything that doesn't represent who you are today, ultimately. Clothes have got to make you feel empowered, and one of the best ways to kind of I've found anyway, have a real big kind of like change in physicality in the way you move and the way you walk is just change your clothes up. Go, you know what? I'm not wearing this shit anymore. Caroline does that. She keeps all her t-shirts for flipping decorating, and Steve says that's all my shirts. But yeah, that was just like, I've done that again recently, cleared it all out, and I don't buy expensive clothes at all. You know, all my clothes are basically black t-shirts, but there's only so many old black t-shirts you can keep before you're like, actually, you know what? These are only £6 each from Top Man. I should throw these away, buy some new ones that actually, you know, aren't bobbly and are going to make me feel good again. Clothes in particular will be handy if you were doing a scene, said Alan. Yeah, you know, I mean, it's a difficult one because you don't want to throw away everything, you know, because it might come in useful for an audition. But I would say if you haven't worn something, generally I go off this rule of thumb. I'm like, if I haven't worn something in 6 months, a year max, or if I haven't used something in 6 months, a year max, I don't need it. It's very unlikely it's going to come up. You know, Saturday night is the first time I've ever wore a tuxedo. And I've bought one now. I went and bought one. I don't know the last time I'm going to... the next time I'm going to wear that. I'm hoping it's going to be for some glitzy award ceremonies soon that I haven't been invited to yet. But, yeah, it's a difficult one. I mean, there's going to be some items like that you can keep for a long time because they're so specific. But other stuff that's just old shit, because you think you might wear it to go to do a tough mudder in or something. You don't want to wreck your normal clothes. Just get rid of it. Kick it all out. You don't have to buy expensive clothes, but just buy some nice stuff. It makes you feel good, like, you know, and just organised. And I always feel way more productive and ready to attack the world when I'm feeling organised. So they are the 4 things. Before we end, I'll recap on them for those who've just joined. Number 1 was schedule plenty of you time into your week. It's what I've started doing now. Well, on a Wednesday night I have, but it's made a huge impact in my life, like massive. Caroline says, not worn it in a year, get it to charity or recycling. Exactly. So yeah, schedule plenty of time into your week for you. And this can be time where you really are on your own with your thoughts and you're just kind of getting things straight in your head. I found I was putting so much time into my work, I had no other spare time to process any issues or problems in my life because I was already on to the next thing that was on my schedule. So I literally had no time to go and figure out that thing that had gone wrong. Just couldn't. And it was stressful, man. It was not good for me. It was hurting me. 2, make no the most important word in your vocab. And like Gary said, no is a sentence on its own. You don't have to, when someone texts you and says, oh, I've got a, oh, do you know what, stag do's? Oh, God. The amount of stag do's I have been on, and I have spent hundreds of pounds getting there to some shitty, freezing cold venue in Eastern Europe in February, right? Not that Eastern Europe's shitty, I mean, where we were going to in February, anywhere will be shitty. It's freezing cold in blizzards in Eastern Europe in February. Or Edinburgh in February, where I went whitewater rafting in freezing cold water. That was quite interesting. But there's been a lot of them where I've ended up going, God, you know what? I'm only saying yes to this to please that person, to not offend them. And I'm not only having to spend, 400 quid going to their wedding, buying them a present, and staying in a hotel, but I'm now going to spend another 500 quid going on this stag do. There's £1,000. And I just wanted to say no, but I just didn't. Just said yeah because I wanted to please them. And no really is a complete sentence, like Gary said. You don't have to give a massive excuse. You can go, listen, mate, like, I'm just totally honest with you. It's just not for me. And I just wish I'd have had the guts to say that. But yeah, start saying no, just more, basically. More to things, unless it's going to fulfill you. Just say no. And then 3, CREAT. It should say create. Apologies for the spelling mistake there. Create a shake the day off routine. That's where basically you're getting rid of the built-up stress in your body on a daily basis if you can. And that can be anything from a chat with a loved one or a friend. You can be playing your favourite soundtrack, getting up and just dancing around because you can. Going for exercise, running is the biggest one for me for shaking off stress. But do it daily, if you can. Shake it off. Don't let it build up. You don't want to build up for 5 weeks of stress and then explode. And then 4, clean out your flipping closet. Literally, get rid of the shit that's in your wardrobe. It makes your morning faster because you get up and you don't have as much choice. You're not as confused. Oh, what do I wear today? What should I wear now? Oh, what should I wear for this audition? I just basically buy 12 black t-shirts and that's what I'm wearing for every audition. But I've got there, remember, because we're talking about happiness tonight. If you're not happy with what you have right now, we've said this so many times, you'll never be happy with what you'll receive in the future. That I just know for a fact because there are things that I have in my life now that I thought they would be the keys to happiness. And they weren't. And it's lovely to realise that and go, God, you know what? I can be happy now. I was talking to my mum about this a couple of days ago. I was like, it's amazing to think, you know what? I don't need anything else to actually be happy. There's things I want and I'm going to strive for to achieve. But it's lovely to go, I'm genuinely happy a lot of the time with what I've got because I'm creative, I'm making progress, I'm doing the things that I want to do. And that's enough. Shiny objects and things are not going to make anything better. If I can't enjoy it now, I'm never going to be able to enjoy it in the future. So that's not something that I massively believe in. And also, I've got here, don't block yourself from happiness today for the pursuit of happiness tomorrow. That's something I just made up. It's not even a quote, but I think it's pretty good in terms of like a lot of people do. They consciously put off being happy in the moment because they have their eyes too focused on the prize. I won't be happy till I have that regular job on TV. I won't be happy till I have that BAFTA award, till I've won the Oscar, till I've got whatever it is, whatever accolade they're looking for. And that's when, if you're not careful, you do fall into that trap of cramming every minute of your day with work, having no time for yourself, building up massive stress, chronic anxiety and stuff around, oh my God, time's running out. My advice tonight is just chill a little bit, enjoy everything you've got. And this is because I heard so many stories on Saturday where people had lost everything. Literally, having your child. And this, oh God, Safi Russo, this gorgeous little girl, so incredibly cute, and just would have gone on to do incredible things. And her life was taken at an Ariana Grande concert, gone. And her dad had to stand up on that stage and he gave the most incredible speech with a little, her older brother, who's only 11, Xander. And Xander and her dad were up on the stage as his dad Andrew was doing this speech. And I was just like, oh my God, like, if this guy can come to an event like this and get on with his life, and some days he was like, you know what, some days I just want to stare at the wall and do nothing, but you find the strength from somewhere with the support of other people, you talk about it, and the charity Once Upon a Smile has really been helping him and his family out. I'm like, if I can't be happy with what I have, I'm like, you're just being a dick. Basically, when there's people out there who have lost something so precious in such tragic circumstances, very few of us on here have anything to compare to that. There might be some people on here who do have things like that. I'm certainly not downplaying that, But I know I'm so grateful in my own life. I've lost people in my life, but through very natural causes. No one's been taken from me at such a young age, you know. Your kids shouldn't die before you, should they? Particularly in those circumstances. So yeah, don't block happiness today, because you've got everything you need to be happy with or without an acting job. And I want to end on this. Guillaume, how do you say it? Is that like French for William? I don't know this guy. He's a French poet, Guillaume Apollinaire. And he said, listen, now and then it's good to pause in our pursuit of happiness and just be happy. I thought it was really fitting. Now and then it's good to pause in our pursuit of happiness and just be happy. And I think everyone on here, from those I know, have the ability to do that if you just allow yourself and just give yourself permission. And so many on the audio experience, you know, whatever you're doing now, if you're in the gym and you're walking, I don't know, you go for a walk, walking the dog, or you're driving in the car, or you're on a train, you go into something that you've been maybe going, oh God, I'm like, go to this work, this job that I'm doing, I'm not very happy. You're choosing not to be happy. That's what you're doing. You're choosing not to be happy. There's so many people that I met, well, people unfortunately I didn't meet on Saturday because they're no longer with us, who would give anything to be with their families going to that job that you're dreading. So if you're not happy with it, change it. You're in control. Do something about it. Don't whinge about it, and don't blame it for your unhappiness. The only person who's really responsible for your happiness, like we said on the very first slide here, is you. But I guarantee you, the happier you get, and you've got everything right now to be happy, the better things are going to come into your life, because it affects every single part of your life. You're going to feel more productive, more motivated. People are going to want to be around you. People want to have you on set. People will invite you back to auditions because you came into the room and you were charged. You'll have more impetus to reach out to people, to help people. God, your life transforms when you choose to be happy. And you can. Like, you really can. If Andrew can get up on that stage, you know, and to whatever extent, you know, well, he has to be happy for his remaining family, you know, who are incredible as well. You know, his wife was in an induced coma for weeks. His son Xander, absolute legend. I don't know like how he you know, he's been so strong. Just an incredible little kid, who'll grow up to be into a great guy as well. But if they can find happiness in the little things, freaking hell, man, you know, we can definitely. What are the comments saying on here? Sharon says, I've still got a denim jacket from when I was about 10. But has good memories. Oh, and left the ex the wedding dress. Oh, okay, there you go. No wedding dress for Sharon. Well, you know what? If it's good memories, Sharon, keep that. That's fine. You may pass it on to somebody. Steve's still got his wedding dress. Never know when he might need it again. It's crazy. But Sharon says stuff like that just makes you so grateful for what you have. It really did, Sharon. Honestly, watch the vlog, youtube.com/watch Ross. Watch the latest episode of it, the Once Upon a Smile Grand Ball special edition. No one on here will walk away from that not grateful for what they've got. Gary says, auditioned for my show this week. Definitely was the most confident, funny actors who got the job. Boom, there you go. So Gary's putting on a show. Those who came into the room, he was auditioning. He's not he's the the guy auditioning actors. The most confident, funny actors were the ones who got the job. Honestly, it does affect every part of your life. That's it. If you can choose to be happier, and it's not faking it. It's genuinely appreciating. As Tony Robbins says, what you appreciate appreciates. Ultimately, if you've got appreciation for what you've got, you're going to get more. If you don't appreciate what you have, then life's kind of like going to work against you a little bit because, well, you're working against yourself, I guess. But yeah, just choose to walk into that room a happier version of yourself, a happier actor. I promise you. I know I've booked jobs because I've walked into that room cheerful, happy, and grateful to be there. So many actors, I've sat in opposite auditions and I'm like, man, you're not even appreciative that you're here. You know? It's bonkers, isn't it? Works completely against them. But yeah, that's there's four little tips on how you can, what you can do ultimately to choose to be happier today. Choose one of those things and just focus on one of them. Let me know what it is. Maybe you're going to shake it off daily, or you're going to, Choose any. Well, what? Tell me. Which ones would you choose to do? Say no more. That's another big one, isn't it? Say no more. Definitely. Caroline says it's infectious too. No, happiness is infectious. Definitely. That's why it's so important with who you choose to hang out with. Hang out with 5, miserable whining gits. You'll become the 6th miserable whining git. Don't forget, guys, on the vlog as well. I'm going to be giving away £150 in around about 7 days' time. I'm going to do a draw next Monday. What was number 5, says Dawn? Let me just go over this, Dawn. I'll talk about number 5. YouTube.com/watch Ross. All you need to do is subscribe and leave a comment on an episode. If you every comment you leave on an episode, 1 per episode, enters you into a prize draw. That's an entry to the prize draw. I'm going to do a draw at random next Monday. It's going to be £150, which will pay for your Spotlight subscription if you're an actor. If you're not an actor, don't worry about it. It's going to give you £150 directly to your PayPal account. But you must subscribe to the channel, youtube.com/watch Ross. I'd highly recommend you hit that bell and turn notifications on, because then you're going to get a notification through email every time I put an episode up on a Monday. You'll be one of the first to watch it. And also leave a comment on on any episode you like. There's like 27 episodes up. If you leave 1 on each episode, that's a good comment, not just great or something like that, because I know you're just faking it. If you have actually watched it and you mention something in it, I'll know you've watched it. Then you've got 27 entries if you want to watch all 27 episodes. But people do. People binge these. Honestly, I have so many people going just binged out on 7 episodes of Watch Ross today, and that's 3.5 hours worth. But good on you for doing that. youtube.com/watch Ross. Go do that. The 5th thing I was going to talk about that I took off the slides, that's why it ended up being 4, Dawn. Gets a bit complicated, but ultimately it's to do with money. One of the biggest things that I see hurting people is their attitude towards money. And I see a lot of actors who this has happened a few times where I've been out with actors to get just coffee or something like that, or they've been in a supermarket, they've gone and done a little bit of shopping whilst I've been out, and I've met them in the supermarket, and their card has declined. And that's embarrassing as it is, because no one likes that to happen and that kind of thing. But the reason they told me it is because they never look at their bank balance. They don't actually know how much is in their account, because they hate money. They hate figures. They hate looking at it. And they run away from it. So they end up in these situations where they're like, oh, I hope this goes through. I don't even know how much I've got in the account, but try it anyway. And what I've done around money, and so because I certainly have not come from money whatsoever, very, very working class family, could go into it another time, but yeah, like my parents nearly lost everything. We had to start again when I was 11 years old, like literally a few days away from being homeless, and never really had loads of money as, kind of growing up and stuff. But one thing I've never done is run away from it, and I've always really known exactly how much money I have. I would recommend everybody checks their balance daily, so they get used to seeing how much money they've got. And it also, it motivates you to go, right, you know what? Feel that fear, go, shit, I only have £10 in my bank. Right, I better make some money this week. And I'm going to do something on the vlog, right? I'm going to show you. Because I did a broadcast a couple of weeks ago where I told you about the eBay trick, which was basically using the eBay app on your phone. You can get the eBay app on your phone, and you can search for things via barcodes. So what I used to do, I couldn't do it like this when I used to do it. This is like 10 years ago. I had to do it manually. But what you can do these days is literally walk into a shop, walk into a pound shop, or like a TK Maxx or something like that. Get your phone out, get eBay up on your phone, and scan barcodes in there. I tried this as an experiment with Hop, and I'm going to do it on the vlog. I went into the local Poundland, and I started scanning stuff. And everything in Poundland is obviously a pound. And we found items that were regularly selling for £10 on eBay that were £1 in this shop. And I was like, Sean, right, if I was on my arse and I knew how much money I had in my bank and it was £10, I was really skint. I know I could buy 5 of these things, because I've only got £10 in my account. Let's buy 5. Leaves me a £5. And I know within the next 48 hours, I could sell all 5 of them as a buy it now on eBay for £8. They'd PayPal me that money, and maybe £10, depending on the bidders and stuff. But these items were regularly going for a tenner, and I could make £50 or roughly £40 from this £5 that's in my bank. So tip number 5 was really kind of like really get focused on how much money you've got in your life, because it's the only way you're going to know how much you're going to, need. Be focused on it, not in a negative way, not in a scarcity way, but actually use it to motivate you to go, right, okay, I'm going to get excited about this. I'm going to set myself a challenge to, double my bank account this week, triple my bank account this week. If you're a bloody millionaire, then that might be hard. But if generally your outlook on money is negative and you run away from your balance, check it regularly, get used to seeing it, and get a healthier relationship with money. There is an abundance of money out there. Some of one of the items in this pound shop was some Oreo, special edition Oreo biscuits. Don't know what flavour they were, but they were £1, and they were selling for like £11.50 a box. I mean, it's crazy, isn't it, on eBay? Someone must have been in a faraway place with no shops and gone like, I'll pay anything for these Oreo biscuits. And we found listing after listing for like £10, £11. And we could have bought like cartons of these Oreo biscuits from this pound shop for £1. If I had 50 quid, there's potentially 500 quid profit, well, 450 quid profit there, if you can be asked listing them on eBay. And when you scan the barcode, it makes most of the listing up for you anyway. It'll even pull in pictures and stuff for you. So that was point number 5 done. I didn't put it on in the end because I just thought, I don't know if it's quite, I don't want to put the thing out there that money buys happiness, because it doesn't, but it does make things freaking easier. It just does. It buys you time. And it can lessen the stresses. There's a famous line in a Kanye West song, and it says something like, having money's not everything, not having it is. And I truly believe in that. It's dead easy when you've got loads of money to go, oh, money's not everything, but not having money really is everything. But yeah, that was point number 5. People should try that, Go back and catch up on that eBay thing that I did. It's a couple of broadcasts ago. I can't remember which one it was. Go to actsonthis.tv. You'll find it in the Periscope and Facebook Live section. But there is so much opportunity out there with the internet, guys, to make money. Please don't walk around thinking that you have to work for somebody else. That's the only way to do it, because it just doesn't work like that. You've got so much opportunity to do it yourself. Always find looking at the bank balance depressing, says Sharon. Right, what you need to do is realise take ownership of it, Sharon. Realise you absolutely have control if you can be arsed putting the work in. The internet has made it so simple. I used to earn an extra 10 grand a year when I was working on minimum wage at this toy shop about 10 years ago, because I would look at the sales stock that was coming in, do the eBay thing, go, wait a minute, this is going on sale for like £5. Previously it was 15 quid. I bet I can get a tenner on this on eBay. And I would just spend all my wages buying stuff, not just from my shop, but other shops. I go into HMV. I remember one year they were doing a deal on this Nintendo game for like 10 quid, and it actually traded in another shop. You can do these trade-ins. Traded in at another shop for 25. So I went, wow, I can guaranteed 15 quid profit on each of these, because HMV have got them for 10 quid. I'm going to go and buy 10, and then I can just take them down the road to this other shop, and they're going to give me 150 quid profit for these. They'd give me 250 quid, and they only cost me 100. It's out there. You just got to go, you know what, today I'm going to go out and actually going to look for it. There's an abundance of cash out there, guys, like, just waiting for you. And as actors, that's one thing we could all do with, because I know what it's like when you're going after a career, and it's very uncertain in this industry, isn't it? I've realised, at the moment, voiceovers are getting quite sparse for me. I've gone from doing 2 or 3 a week to, at the moment, like 2 every 2 weeks, like 1 a week. So yeah, I feel the pinch as well a little bit. You can't always, rely on the work all the time. You go through barren patches, but when you can rely on yourself to go out and get work, then you're laughing. So loving the eBay tip. Honestly, try it and let me know. Gary says, actually shocked at how much money I got and wasted on my last statement. Well, you know what? If you hadn't looked at your statement, though, Gary, you wouldn't know that. So that's why I'm telling people, look at your balance. Look at where you're leaking money. I, unfortunately, I had to cancel some direct debits. I realised I was giving out to about 6 charities, quite big amounts as well, like 20 quid. I was going, wow, there's 120 quid a month in direct debits there. And some of them I've been doing for 11 years. And I went, you know what? It's time to stop those. I massively appreciate the charity, but I'm going to stop those. I'm going to let the money accumulate a little bit, and then I'm gonna rotate it. I'm gonna start doing different charities that I've never done before, because I've been giving to the same charities for a decade now. And they always do that thing, don't they? You started off at £3, ends up as 20 quid a month, because they ring you up every 6 months and go, oh, will you double your donation? Oh, it's only £6, yeah. Will you double your donation? Oh, it's only £12. Then by the time it gets 24 quid, I'm like, holy shit, this is really like, actually, it's half a mortgage payment there. Got to stop doing that. But do give. Definitely give with abundance. Help people. Just don't give all your money away until you are a millionaire. Then you can do what you want. But yeah, I hope that's been helpful, guys. Like, act on some of those things tonight. I'm going to play you to finish this 60-second clip of this vlog. I would absolutely love it, like so much, if you would go and watch this and leave me a comment once you've watched. I want to know you've watched this one. This one means more to me than any other vlog that I've done, because I'm just blown away by the charity. Just absolutely blown away by the incredible stuff this charity does. It would mean the world to me, everybody at the charity, if you would go and watch this and retweet it as well. You'll see on my Twitter @RossAGrant. You'll see it on my feed. I've pinned it as my pinned tweet at the moment. If you're listening live now, or if you're catching up with this in the next day or so, it'll still be there. For the next week, it'll still be there, actually. Please go to my profile @RossAGrant and just retweet this pinned tweet. The more awareness for this charity, the better. Honey G retweeted it before, because she's in it. So if Honey G's retweeting it, you guys can retweet it as well. Callum Scott's in it. Lots of the Emmerdale guys, Coronation Street people. You'll see lots of familiar faces, but the charity's just absolutely amazing. And if you can do anything for this charity, please do it. It doesn't mean you've got to give money, right? Don't give money if you can't afford it. It's not about that. But they're like absolutely like so up for volunteers. They rely on volunteers who go out and maybe just spend a day taking these kids out who've lost parents, or these parents who've lost kids, or their brothers or sisters who have lost their brothers and sisters, and their mum and dad want a bit of respite, and they take the kids out, and you can just go and help, or anything you can. It's would just mean the world. Just such an incredible charity that Danny Miller from Emmerdale, Dan Gillings, kind of the founders of it, but now they've got a brilliant team around them who just do great stuff. So here's a 60-second clip to show you a little bit of it. It's a tearjerker, the full thing, but yeah, go watch, and I will see you guys next Monday. But I need to start putting more content out on the audio experience on iTunes. Go and subscribe to the Act on This TV audio experience on iTunes, and I promise you I'm going to start putting more than just this audio out. I'm going to start doing things midweek, so you guys, I feel like I don't miss you guys as much. But I will be back live next week, 9 p.m, same time, same place, for another live broadcast. But check this out, and then go watch youtube.com/watch Ross. All right, thanks so much for being here. Love you all. Speak to you soon. Bye for now. Gillings, how you feeling?
Dreadful.
Miller?
Awful.
Welcome to the Once Upon a Smile Grand Ball 2018!
I'm feeling great, excited, nervous.
It's my first time here, so yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing quite a few familiar faces from work.
If you ever find yourself in your worst nightmare, the one thing that helps is the love from you guys, and I mean that.
I'm getting a bit emotional.
We're both getting a bit teary.
Then,
right?
I know you're a big fan of Callum Scott, and you recorded a video of you singing Dancing on My Own.
Yeah.
And did Danny tell me, did he tweet that?
Yeah.
I can't pick one thing to take away from it. There's so many good things about it, and we're just hoping we can do it again next year.